Now, ergonomics is one topic which I think I don't feel is very nicely given in the book. It doesn't make it very clear. We have studied pre-placement examination. In pre-placement examination, we examine a worker, and then depending upon his disabilities or disease, we place him, give him a job, or we do not give him a job. As we have seen in our example, if I am suffering from anemia, you will not place me in a work where I am exposed to lead, because lead causes anemia. Ergonomics is for understanding purposes. Don't write this in your examination answer sheets, but for understanding is just opposite of this thing. Instead of placing a person in a job, we fit the job to the person. So it is in a way directly opposite to what we do in pre-placement examination. This means if I have anemia and I am expert in lead related work, you will substitute lead with something else. This is a very crude example. So ergonomics is what is called fitting the job to the employee or the worker, while pre-placement examination is fitting worker to the job. Now for theory part, if you have understood this concept, our 90% job is done. Now they have for our answer, writing a answer in university examination, 5 marks or 3 marks note, we have to naturally we have to expand it further. So we will divide into 3 types of ergonomics. One is physical. Physical example is classical example we see on the net, that you have made a chair for a computer person working on a computer, which his eyes are not strained, his back is not strained, his hands are not strained. So the height of the table and chair, the positioning of the chair, the lighting, the use of UV filters are such that he is not strained. So we are modifying the work so that it suits the worker. The second type is called cognitive ergonomics. Cognitive is making the for the mental health. A good example or a crude example, a good example is that these softwares are available now. You know, the software which are user friendly. So that makes the things, it reduces the stress. If I have to write a program and then do a job, then I will be under stress of time and other stresses. But if there is a ready-made software available to me which can do that job, so that is an example. The third is organizational ergonomics. The policies and the organization structure is such that it is conducive to work. We can always, when stuck in community health and with our intelligence, use the definition of health. Ergonomics, I can use the definition of health, that health is defined as complete physical, social and mental well-being. This means if you go back to that definition, you will start appreciating that ergonomics is also physical, mental and social well-being. So under these, then we can write what are the advantages of ergonomics, which are standard. It makes the worker healthy, he works better, the production is much, the accident rates are less. And what are the disadvantages of ergonomics? The disadvantage is I make a chair for you, I create an atmosphere for you depending upon your height, your anthropometry, your size, your vision, and then tomorrow you leave the job. Then what do I do with that chair or that table or that arrangements? So in an atmosphere where the turnover of workers is high, ergonomics is a costly affair. So this way we can do. We can define, give examples, types, advantages, disadvantages. And if we have understood the concept, we will do it well. The next heading which I want to will very briefly discuss is occupational cancers. Occupational cancer, you can get a note. Now occupational cancer, the book has given in a slightly, I'll discuss in a slightly different way. 4 cancers here described, so we will describe 4 cancers. The skin cancer we know is caused by ultraviolet exposures. Lung cancer we know is caused by metals, radioactive elements. Mesothelioma we know is caused by asbestosis. Bladder cancer is caused by dyes, and one of the dyes we can remember the name for our neat purposes is aniline. Radiations in any form, X-rays and other radiations causes blood cancers. We know it causes leukemias. And one cancer we can add, which is not given in the book, is the cancers caused by biological agent. HB virus causes liver cancer, and biological hepatitis B virus is a risk factor for healthcare workers, those who are working in labs, and they are also exposed to another virus which is causing. There are 3 important viruses which are cancer related. Epstein virus, I think, Burkitt's lymphoma, and cytomegalovirus. HPV causes carcinoma of cervix. So these are the biological cancers. Separate, we will read it separately. Cancer's 4-point park has given, which we can expand. Instead of remembering too much about what chemicals are causing which cancers, which takes a lot of stress, which increases our workload, and it is not very advantageous. It is not what I call strategic reading. We will describe 4 points which park has. It requires a long exposure to develop cancers. Cessation of exposure means today I am working in asbestos and tomorrow I leave my job, but still I can get cancer. This means if I have had a long exposure, the pathogenesis has started in me. So it will lead to cancer even if I leave the job. The cancer, because of occupational exposures, are usually occurring at a same site with the same exposure. This means we can remember one example, that asbestosis causes mesothelioma. Most common cancer which will occur because of asbestosis, mesothelioma. So it is a constant. Ionization radiation will cause leukemias or blood cancers. And fourthly, the cancers will occur earlier than occur general population. This means occupational cancers will occur. The bladder cancer because of aniline will occur a decade earlier than it occurs in people who are not exposed to dye due to their occupation. Then once we have written this thing, we have occupied about half page. Then we have to write prevention and control. And prevention and control strategies are standardized. We have to, with our intelligence, pick up medical, engineering, personal protective and legislation measures. So I will not discuss that. Similarly, you can write about dermatitis. Occupational dermatitis can be direct irritant or it can be allergic. And then we can write any chemical can cause allergy, any acids and alkalis will cause direct irritations. And we have to write, we can always write prevention and control. The 4 headings are there. Accidents, I can write about accidents. I have read accidents in non-communicable diseases chapter also. I will make a epidemiological triad here. I will discuss agent factors, host factors and environmental factors. And I will write prevention and control. So this way what I am saying is a generalization. We can do well in our occupational health answers. Thank you.